Hello! So today we are looking at the second in the Nancy Drew mystery series, The Hidden Staircase. I had always kind of remembered the Nancy Drew series as being all of them being very similar, very kind of methodical in the way that their mysteries worked. But it turns out that this mystery is very different, and I would say a whole lot better than the past mystery, the very first one, Secret of the Old Clock. The Hidden Staircase is about, of course, we start off with Nancy, and in the first few chapters we kind of get set up. There's sort of two different mysteries that in the end, you know, it's probably, you'll be able to guess this. In the end, they kind of converge. And so we start off hearing about this case that her father, Mr. Drew, is working on, which can put him in, like, the person basically threatens him on this case. And then Nancy has her own case that's going on with her friend Helen Corning. Her couple of women in her family are living in this older house, and this older house appears to be haunted. They've had some things disappear, and some just weird goings-on happen. So Nancy goes and stays at the house, and at the same time she's being kind of nervous about her dad and his case. And reasons why this book is better. First of all, Nancy does not come across as heavenly, angelic, perfect as she did in the first book. The first book just described a lot about her being this great, perfect, I don't know, she just was so prim and proper and so polite and so very nice that she just didn't come across as a real person. In this one, Nancy is not as over the top in that way. She's still very nice, but she has, she has some missteps that she takes sometimes in the investigation. It doesn't all go perfectly for her, and it takes her a long time, quite honestly, to find the hidden staircase that the book is named for. That kind of cracks the entire case. So it's a lot more believable and a lot more fun. The other thing that I really enjoyed about this book was the atmosphere. In The Secret of the Old Clock, we're kind of just, it's kind of just about, I don't know, there wasn't a main place that we were enjoying and investigating. In this, it's a house that is apparently haunted, and there's a lot of scary things that happen, especially at the very beginning, that you're like, okay, how do I explain this? And I mean, I think that they explained it fairly well. And also, it's just fun because she's looking around in this really old house that has really old stuff in it, and she's looking for a hidden something or other, some sort of hidden room or something where the people could be perpetrating all of these hauntings from. And so that makes it a lot more interesting because there's a goal. Also, it's complex, the mystery, because it's got this other side, of course, with Mr. Drew that comes in later. So you sort of get a lot of complexity out of that. Bad things, I don't understand the motivation of the person who turns out to be the bad guy. I don't know why he was doing it, and they explain it, but it's not a very good explanation, and I'm not really sure why he was doing that and Mr. Drew's thing. It's just kind of weird, but it works okay because the rest of the mystery is so interesting. I didn't feel that it took away from it. Also, for some reason, this particular author, these were written by different authors, the first one really liked to go on about Nancy's clothing. This one really likes to go on about the food that she's eating, and I'm not going to complain about that per se, because I love hearing about food, but it was just weird when there's like a whole entire paragraph describing every little thing that they ate. I'm like, why? Not necessary. Anyway, so overall, I liked this one a lot better than The Secret of the Old Clock, and I am excited to read the next one and kind of see how the the stories differ and how they improve, don't improve. Because like I said, I thought that they were all pretty much the same, and now I find out that they're not, so that's great. So the next book that I'm going to be reviewing is The Hiding Place by Kimble, and I'm excited about this one, so I'll see y'all then.